All right, we're going to break from what we normally been doing, and what I'd like to see if we could do is get everything ready for spring right now. All right? So, what I'd like you to do is, you know how to try that again. You all know how to bring up a DOS command window, correct? Just click down here in your search bar and type in CMD and hit enter. There's other ways of doing it as well. All right? But I'd like you to type in this. Now, I've got Java loaded already. I'm going to remove it and redo everything. But I'd like you to type in Java minus version. If it comes back with a number like this, you've already got Java loaded. So we're going to unload it. If it says it's a bad command or it doesn't recognize Java, you don't have it in there. Does that make sense? All right. So I do have it, and this is the one we're going to load in just a minute. But I'm going to remove it. So when you did this, if you do have a version of Java, the easiest way to get rid of it is to just go to Control Panel, which is what I'm doing, double-click on Programs and Features, find Java. There's mine right there. You can see I just downloaded it a couple days ago. All right, I'm going to remove that. So I'm just going to tell it to run the uninstaller. So we're gonna download about 3 things right now. I've got all of them. Chances are you don't have any of them, or at the most you've got Java. So there, my Java is gone. We're going to do Intellij IDE in just a minute, so I'm going to remove that. You can tell how fast this goes. I've got 2 of the 3 are already done. So, and I'm going to do Android Studio. So I'm uninstalling everything so I can reinstall all of it. All right. So the first thing that we want to do then is I wrote myself my cheat sheet here, is I'd like you to go out and in a window here, I'd like you to go out to the following. All right. I don't think you need the HTTPS as always, but in fact, let me key it in and I'll make it nice and big so you can see it. Hopefully I didn't mistype anything. I don't think I did. So there you go. Just put in that. Probably all you need is the java.com/en/download. So I don't think you need this, but you can put it in. It won't hurt anything to put it in. Give you a second to put that in.
I'm having trouble with deleting it.
What's it doing?
I right click on it.
Well, you right mouse click on it and choose uninstall. You don't delete it. If you bring it up, if you got it in there and you bring it up in the control panel, if you click on it, then right mouse click on it, one of the options should be uninstall.
I have apparently 3 different versions of it.
Yeah, what happens is when you work with Java, it'll install a newer version right on top of the older one. That can be a security concern, and it can also end up just making your program occasionally lock up. Doesn't typically happen though. It's not probably is not gonna hurt anything, but you can remove all of them if you want to.
I don't have the features thing from the all control panel items.
So what I said was, you come up here, you do control panel, and then in here there's programs and features.
Oh my God.
And if you click on it, it'll show you what you've got installed on your machine. And if you've got Java, I've removed it already, but let's say this was Java. It's Chrome, but if it was Java right here, I'd click on it, then I'd right mouse click and choose uninstall.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I got it now.
Okay. No problem. All right. So let me grab this. And when you put in that URL I just gave you, it should bring you to right here. If you didn't see the URL, that's it right there. All right, so if you put in that URL, it should get you to right there. Again, you probably don't have an older version, but there's other ways. You can download, I did this first just to make sure it worked. You can download a Java Uninstaller. I mean, to me, that's kind of a waste of time to do that, but you can do it, because then technically you should remove that too when you get done. But you can do that if you want to. All right. So, like it says, this is everything that's out there. In fact, I think there's a newer one that's out there than the one I just showed you. Let's see. I'm going to do this, because I think there isn't going to be a newer version than what I even showed you. So, download Java Jdk. Yeah, that's what we want. So I apologize. So bring up this one. This is a better link. I tried doing it from 3 different links. They all worked, but this was the one that, at least in my opinion, made the most sense. All right. So again, I think you can just put in this much: the oracle.com/java/technology/downloads. That should bring you to this kind of greenish and brownish screen. If you get there, you're good. Anybody have any problem with that? All right. So, like it says, there are earlier versions if you want that. We don't. We might as well take the latest and greatest. To me, that makes the most sense. And I'm going to recommend that I'm sure you all have a 64-bit machine. All right. So what we want is click the thing over here for Windows. Make sure it's clicked. All right. You can tell because that's, notice there the Linux, the green is underneath there. There it's under for the Mac. I want the Windows one. All right. And what we want is the middle one, the X64 Installer. So literally click on that link right there. Everybody see where I am? Just click on that hyperlink. And that's going to download that into your downloads, wherever that happens to be. If you look on the screen, you'll see that mine is in the lower left corner. I'm going to right mouse click on it and choose Open when done. It's not a real huge download. It's about a gig, I think, so it doesn't take real long. Your machine is always, depending on your system setups, may beep at you like this and tell, and say, do you want to be able to do this? Of course, just say yes. And then it'll come through with the installation process. Are we here?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to wait until you are. I did it this morning. We downloaded, believe it or not, there's now Visual Studio 2022. We did that with a class this morning. And one guy, it literally took him an hour for the whole thing to download.
I'd say 3 minutes. So
Okay, all right. He said the good news is, he said, I got a brand new machine. The bad news is it's the cheapest one they had available at Best Buy. So I don't know exactly what that meant, except that it did take him a long, long time. Tomorrow morning I'm going to do this with the other two in the other classroom. Plus I'm going to make what I'm taping right now, make that available. And I'm probably going to just end up doing it twice. But then we can start on the 5th. Which is we come back again 4 weeks from Wednesday. That's when you come back. And once you come back, we're just going to start writing code right away. All right? So I'm assuming you're going to have all this stuff loaded. Are you here?
Yeah.
Are you here? And you're not, no, I know you said you have a minute or two yet. And Angie, have you signed up for the Rankin connection?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I know you would ask me about that. I don't know with Janie Summers, I don't know who contacts her, how that exactly
Yeah.
works, so.
Oh,
And I will be contacting you, probably, I'm gonna guess in March or April, because what we do every year is we have the second advisory committee meeting we have, try to get people who have just graduated. Ideally, you're gonna have a job then, but, you know, and this is your time to say anything, and I'll tell you, when Luke was there, he did some ripping, and I wasn't mad, that's his right, you know, and he had nothing to worry about anyway, he was graduated already. But it wasn't bad about me, but there were things about the program that he didn't like, and he said those, and that's, you know. Still waiting?
Yep. Less than a minute though.
All right. I went and watched about 4 videos on how to do this. They're all similar. None of them were identical to one another. So I kind of developed my own hybrid of those, and it seems to work okay. I downloaded it, I uninstalled it, I downloaded it, I uninstalled it, and I downloaded it again. It worked every time. And now we're trying it again. So.
Very close.
So you're here?
Almost. Oh, finished downloading. It should be starting up in a second. That's how you want it opens and gets sampled. Oh, yep, I'm there.
All right. So this is going to walk us through the process where I think if not all, then just about all, we're just going to accept the defaults. So click Next. And unless you have a reason to not install it here where they say they're going to install it. Now look at this because your path should be similar to this. It may not be identical. That's not a big thing. But the point is, we're going to have to go back to this path in just a couple minutes. All right? So click Next again. And it's starting the installation process. All right. And it says, click Next Steps. You don't have to. I mean, if you want more information, it's going to bring you to their website, okay, to give you more information if you're interested in that. All right. Now, if you've done all that, I'm going to close this, and I'm going to reopen it because it has to be reopened. So I'm going to do CMD again, and I'm going to again type in Java minus version and hit Enter. And now you should, I think, you should get just what I have there. Am I correct? All right, that means that you have Java loaded. And that's good because we're going to be using Java, not only Java itself, but we're going to be using Java to build Android apps. Now, depending on how our timing goes this semester, and I got to watch even what I say on this, believe it or not, there is another language that you can use. Actually, there's tons of other languages you can use to develop Android apps. We teach Java here, but if there's time, we may do one extra program and do it in Google's language for Android, which is Kotlin. Okay? Now, what's the big difference? There aren't a lot of them. One thing is with Kotlin, it's more like JavaScript in that it's very forgiving. You don't need semicolons. And there's a few other things that you can do with that it's much harder, I think, to do with regular Java. But still, Java is the preferred language today because there's so much out there already, Java Android stuff. All right, so that's the first thing. Now, you can close that. You can close your Java download thing. You can close all that stuff. But what we're going to do is now we're going to install an IDE. We're going to use this IDE for 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of next semester. Then it's up to you. If you decide you want to uninstall it, be my guest. All right, so let me again put in the URL. And again, I'll copy it up here in just a second. I guess it wants the www. Let me make sure that I didn't make any mistakes typing. I didn't. That's good. So when you put this in just a second, you should get to the same screen that you see me at right here. There you go. So again, open up a browser window and put in that, please. Intellij is an IDE. It's an integrated development environment, all right, that you can use for a lot of different things, including you can use it for putting in Java programs, all right? All right, so we got that. And everybody is here, correct? You're all right there? So just click where it says the EXE, and we want the the Windows EXE. So again, I just click this arrow here and shows Windows EXE. You want the community because it's free. So click on that, and again, it's going to start bringing it down here. And again, I'm going to right mouse click on it and choose Open when done. Again, depending on the speed of your machine, and I get it, it's going to take anywhere from a minute to about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm somewhere around that range.
And if you are one of those people counting them down, we are under single digits now. We are, after today, there are 8 days left. You know, when I talked to Keegan about that last year, he's like, no, I'm just kind of starting to get worried.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I don't know if he's gotten a job. I've emailed him a bunch of times. He does not gotten back to me, so. Tried leaving him a message on LinkedIn too, and it didn't work. We've talked LinkedIn in here, correct? You know, if you have not done that, you really should go out to LinkedIn and set yourself up a profile. All right, just because, you know, that's how people are going to be able to get a hold of you. You want to, you know, you want to friend me for that, you can. If you don't, then don't. That either way is okay. All right. Are you guys here? No, YouTube. So you're still downloading then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
you're-
so down,
Okay.
about halfway done.
Okay.
And mine keeps going like 15 to 20 minutes, but it's
Yeah,
not-
it'll eventually go down. Still downloading?
I'm on stuff.
Okay, are you here then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know when mine's not even a quarter of the way through. I see two different connections. Are you on rank and guess 1 or 2? Or is
No, I'm on the rank and instructor one. And I can't even let you on that because I don't even know what the password is. It's just synced to my account. But when I go, I just go to, otherwise I go to guest, because like when I go to the ranking account, sometimes I got students, some graduates who communicate with me through Facebook. I can't go to Facebook from my regular ranking account. It doesn't let me. But if I go out to guest, it does.
Well, what about you guys? Guess 1 or guess 2? Just guess?
Yeah, that's all that I've got too in here. Actually I think there is a guest too.
Yeah, there is a guess.
Yeah, I've got rank and guest and rank and guest too. When I go out on the guest one. But the one that we've got is IT-5G. That's the one that we're supposed to use as instructors. So. And like I said, we are again pretty much just going to follow. So next, again, the default location should be okay. Next. Now, on here, you do what you want to do on here. The strong recommendation is that you do this. Add the bin folder to the path. Yeah, I want a desktop icon. Yes, I want this. Don't even create any associations. Just leave it all blank. It'll create its own. All right. So I got that check, that check, that check, and these are all blank. So next. All right. JetBrains is up here. JetBrains is the company that made the Intellij IDE. So just click install. Again, this will take, well, I don't know how long it'll take for you. For me, it'll take about a minute, not even. All right, I'm going to recommend, I know you're still waiting on yours, but I just want to show you this. I want to manually reboot later. I recommend you use the default, because otherwise it is going to reboot now, and it won't hurt anything to reboot it later. So I'm just going to click Finish, and I think it's going to start Intellij IDE up. It may or may not. Looks like it's not, so that's fine. So I'm just going to come down here and type in Intellij. There it is. When you open it, all right, what should happen, it says, you don't have any settings because it's brand new, so just use the default, do not import settings, and click OK. And if it comes up then it looks like this. I'm going to wait for you guys, but if it comes up looking like this, that's good. Okay, so I'll wait till you get to that point. So again, when it did come up, I just took the defaults. All right, and I already told you what to check or not check.
And you set up, you want to manually reboot later or reboot now?
No, just totally, you'll do it later. And that should get you right here. So are you here? You are, no, just so all of you see this, I mean, it's what you guess. If I do click this, I'm not gonna click anything, but if I do click right here, it'll start up a new project. If I have existing projects, they'll be listed here. I don't have any, all right? And this get from VCS, all right, if you click that, there's different things that you can add. We shouldn't have to touch that at all, so you shouldn't have to do anything there. All right? All right, I got a question for you two at least. You'll do it in just a second. Are you here?
Yeah.
All right, click on New Project. We're not going to make anything, so don't worry about it. Does it say this up here? Or is it empty? It says it?
Does it say what, 17 or?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. What that means is you have the Java Jdk, the Java Development Kit, has been successfully downloaded. We have to make one more addition, and then when we do, we'll download Android Studio, and then we'll be finished. Okay? We're going to let Christopher catch up, though. And the good news is you only have to do this once. Okay? What's that?
Okay, went to, agreements, data sharing.
Is that those associations, or what?
Yeah, there was like a scroll thing, and I will confirm there's a data sharing, help improve I guess.
Oh, yeah, just don't set it. Yeah, that's where you want to be. And then once that comes up in just a second, just click the new project one that's there. That might take a second. And I just want to make sure, is yours, you have anything that, yes, you do, okay, you can close it. So we've got that loaded, all right? Now, just so you see this, all right? Notice there's a customize over here. There is a tutorial. I've never gone through the tutorial, but if you go to customize, there are different color themes. Notice there's Darkula, which is the default. I like Intellij Light. You may not like that, all right? I'm also going to change my font size, and I'm going to bump it all the way up to 20, just so you guys can all read. Can you read that okay from right there? Yeah, okay. And that's why I'm doing that. All right? You don't have to do any of those. If you're happy with a dark background, keep it there. But if you're not, you can go back in and change it like that. All right, the next thing we want to do is come back down in here. Now, I think it's system. Let me double check. Yeah. That ain't right. Oh, crud, where is it? Of course, I didn't take this one out, so. Yeah. Okay, come in here. Come down here again into your Windows search box and type in the word environment. 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 And hit enter. And it should come up and look like this. All right? We have to add an environment variable. Okay? All right, before we do this, let's do this. Let's grab what we've got to put in there. So bring up
Where is this?
down here, just right in here where the Windows search bar, type in the word environment. And that should bring up this. As long as you type it in and don't make a mistake typing. All right, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to type in, again, I'm hoping you remembered that path I told you about before. So mine was :/program files /Java. All right? Yours, again, would be different if your C drive isn't your main drive or whatever. Okay? Problems with that? If it comes up and it looks like this, that's good. All right?
What is it they entered? Sorry.
What did I enter right there?
Yeah.
Okay, I just came up here and I typed in, this was that same path that we had when we did it before. So mine is :/program files / Java. That's where my Java stuff is located. Does that make sense? All right. Now, got to go a little further, but it's not, I mean, literally, this should take us 5 minutes, and we should almost be done. Now, under JDK, JDK is the Java Development Kit. That's what you downloaded. So double-click on JDK, all right, and double-click on the word bin. All right. One of the things that's in there is what allows you to write Java programs, and the compiler and stuff is all in there. So what I want you to do, did everybody find this? I want you to go and click in here, and I want you to grab that path right there and copy that path to the clipboard. All right, so however you do your copying. Questions? Any problems with that? All right. So then coming back over to here, I want you to click where it says Environment Variables, right there, on Environment Variables. And if you go down, it should be split like this. If you look on the bottom part and you go down, you should be able to see path. Don't double click it, just click on it so it turns blue like this. Questions? You're all right where I am, correct? Then click on Edit. All right. Then at the very bottom, all right, go down to the very bottom. I've already got it in there, okay? But I'll tell you what, I'll remove mine. So I'll delete this one. And I'm going to put it back in. So I'm going down to the very bottom, and I'm clicking in here. All right, and I'm going to just click the word new on top. Okay, and that puts me down here. It should do the same for you. Then, however you do your paste, mine's Control V. So I've now put that in. Questions? All right. So you were all able to do that with no problem, correct? Okay. And click OK here. We're not done, but we're almost done. Everybody did that, correct? All right. Now, where we are right in here, click New again. Not Edit, but New. And I want you to type in this. All in caps. Java _ home _ environment. And I realize that it's hard for you to see that. I get that. All right, so what I typed in there was this. Java home environment. Okay? Now, down here, don't hit enter, but paste in what you just put in. Well, not there, not that. The thing that we just put in there, in other words, that, let me grab it again. Not there. Okay. So I'm going to paste that in, but get rid of the bin part and the slash. Oops. So it just looks like C:\/ program files \Java /JDK -17.0.1. Everybody got that? All right. Once you got that, click OK here. Then click OK here. All right. That should be all we have to do for that. All right. Now, we're going to find out whether or not you did it correctly and whether or not I did it correctly. We're going to write our first Java program, and it's going to be unbelievably simplistic. All right? Create a folder on your desktop. Create a new folder. Just call it Hello. All right? Open the folder. We're doing this in Notepad, not even ++, just in Notepad. All right? Because it's going to be literally like 3 or 4 lines to make sure this works. All right, so you've got this thing in here. So right mouse click in there, choose New, choose Text Document, and we're going to just call this Hello World with a capital H and a capital W .java. Make sure it's like that, hello world.java, not .java.text or .text.java. It should be hello world.java. So it should end up, whoops. Yeah, I do want to change that. So it should end up looking like that, with that capitalization. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, then open up that file. Again, you can open it up in Notepad++ or Notepad, it doesn't matter. We're gonna type in a couple lines of code to make sure this worked. That's as big as I can make it. So we're gonna say public class hello world, and I'm hoping I'm not gonna give you any wrong stuff in here. We're gonna find out quickly. All right, public static void main string. I'm hoping I'm not missing anything. Bracket args. Doing this off the top of my head, and I shouldn't be, but system.out.println. Oops. Hello world. That's the whole program. This may be wrong. I think it's string bracket args. We're going to talk about all this stuff means later, so don't worry about it. And then save. And I'm going to leave this thing up there so you can see it, but I'm going to bring up another DOS window. This is the only time we're going to have to do it like this. But I'm bringing up another DOS window in here, and in here I'm going to make it nice and big. I'm going to type Java C. Wait, you've got to be where we are here. So we're on the desktop. See this? So I've got to do a CD to desktop, and I've got a folder in there called hello. So I got to do a CD to hello. Does that make sense to everybody? Right now, what should be underneath here is what? My file, helloworld.java. Does that make sense to all of you? All right. So make sure, let me clear this, that you're there. Again, yours won't be JP Scott, of course. Yours will be whatever that was. Now, to see if this works, I'm going to type in Java C hello world.java. Didn't give me an error. Thank you. So you've got the whole program there. It should work. Now, if it didn't show anything, we're going to get that. There's one more line of code we have to type in. All right? I call the compiler from the command line. We're never going to do this again. I only did this to make sure that we set up our path correctly. That's all. So this is a one-time shot. Now, if we just type in Java, no C, and hello world, no .java, and hit enter, you should get hello world. If you did, everything is set up correctly. If you got an error, let me know, and we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, I typed in CD hello, and it doesn't say. I got the folder right here on the desktop.
Okay.
So
Okay, now, what, you got a folder called hello?
yes, just all lowercase. This one. That's got it. Hello world in it.
All right, go back to here then. Doing, oh, that's interesting, the system cannot find the path specified. That's really weird. Well, then let's try it from here, let's see, let's just close that. Open up that folder. All right, right mouse click and, don't even have to right mouse click in there. Let's see. Do another, come back in here and open up another window, do another CMD. Wow, usually it pushes you right there. All right, do another CD to desktop. Type in dir and hit enter. That's weird. Okay, minimize this. We'll get it right. Right mouse click on there. You have, yeah, do edit with Notepad++. I want to see the path to it. No, just say Notepad. Oh, you're on your OneDrive. Did you go to OneDrive when you gave it that path?
No.
Try that. So do a CD dot. No. Do a CD dot first. No. CD space dot.
C's with that.
All right, enter. Now do a CD to OneDrive.
This would be, oh, no.
All right, and then,
And just go to the pen.
no, yeah, go to that, yeah, so do a CD to desktop now. Then do a CD to hello. Now type in Java C, hello world with a big H and a big W, .java. Enter. That worked. Now type in the same thing, but not just Java and not Java C, and get rid of the .java on the end. It worked. Good. Everybody is set up then. Yours both work, correct? Good. Okay. So one more thing to do, and that is we're going to now download Android Studio. Okay? All right. So again, there's different ways that you can do this. I'm going to give you the easiest way. Come up and in your window here, put in developer.android.com. If I said that too fast, it's there. And I didn't even type that in. I just typed in that. Developer.android.com. Okay? All right. This is the page for everything Android, just so you know. All right? And if you go scroll down a little bit, notice right here, download Android Studio. See that? All I did was I arrowed down a little bit on the left-hand side. Click that down arrow there. All right? And you should see this. Hopefully it recognized the fact that you're on a Windows 64-bit machine, correct? All right, so click that button there. You will be asked to accept the terms and conditions on the bottom. Read those if you're so inclined. I have read it. Download. Same kind of thing we've been doing. Sorry, Chris. It'll probably take a little bit, but it should then hopefully start downloading the stuff down into here. This thing, you earned an Android Studio user badge. I don't think you really probably care if you get this, so I'm just going to click dismiss. If you're into badges, electronic badges, I guess you could click that. I don't know. And again, I'm going to right mouse click on this and choose open when done. Again, I realize it'll take a couple of you a little longer, and that's fine. So, unless something changes radically between now and 4 weeks from Wednesday, you have the latest IDE for Java, you've got the latest JDK for Java, you've got the latest Android Studio for Java. All right? And I think that that'll be just fine. Even if for some reason they come out with, with what we've got in here, if they were to come out with 2020.3.2 or something, it's not really going to matter. That makes sense? Now, Chris, you can watch this because you'll be right where I am in just a couple minutes. But it will come up here. And it'll eventually come up and do this again. And it's pretty much the same kind of thing. All right, click next to continue. We want the defaults. Make sure that the bottom one is checked. It should look like this. Can you see that okay from where you are? All right, it's just the default. Next, again, I'm going to put it in the default location. Next again. Says select the start menu folder. The Android Studio is good. Click install. This is as fast, if not faster, than probably any of the other ones that we've done. So that hasn't even been 30 seconds. Completed, click next again. And you can start it if you want. You don't have to if you want to uncheck it. So I'm just going to start it. I'm going to click finish. And, oh, that's new. With the fox on there, I hadn't seen that before. All right. This is what your IDE is going to look like, just so you know this. All right. So when we start working with this, we'll go like new project, and it's going to look like this. I'm not going to even say another word about it right now. I don't want to confuse you. But if you get that far, everything worked. So you now have all of the software you should need for the entire semester. One of the things I'm going to do is at the end of the first week that you're in here, next door there, we've got 9 tablets. I'm going to bring one in for each of you to try to use. Now, they're older, so they're now going to be about 2 years old. And cheap tablets don't work that great with Android, but we're going to try it and see if you can sync up. So then you've got your choice. There's a built-in emulator here that you can use. But if you want to hook them up to an actual device to see what your apps are going to look like, you'll be able to do that. Does that make sense? All right. If you've got all that, that's what I had. All right. So I'm going to stop this.